Hello Cinnamon Bun. Welcome to a writing vlog, I suppose. So today it is just about 12 o'clock on Tuesday the 24th of March. To be honest, I had a pretty rough morning. Obviously life has been changing so rapidly and has been so surreal during the global pandemic that we're living in. Like a bunch of things that I've been dealing with in my life have kind of taken a back seat. One of which is I'm still working through things from my breakup. Yeah, nothing has changed, but it was a 5-year relationship, which has now been over for, a few months. And there are still emotions and stuff that come up around that, obviously. I haven't really experienced those kinds of things welling up while I've been in self-isolation, because I guess I've just been distracted by everything else that's going on. But this morning, like a wave kind of crashed over me a little bit, and I just was quite upset, and it wasn't a great time. But I had my cries, tried to just let myself feel it, and then I started to put myself together, and I listened to The Adventure Zone while I was getting ready and doing my makeup and getting changed. And honestly, The Adventure Zone has been like saving my life every day for the past 4 months. And now it's time to get to writing. But today, as well as having been kind of difficult in the morning, is also an exciting day. Because if you watched my Writing Day with Kirsty vlog, you will know that I am starting a new novel, or I have started a new novel, I should say. So I've taken something of a break from working on that while I had coronavirus, and while I've just been trying to deal with everything else and take care of work and stuff. So I think in terms of how long I've actually spent on prep and working on this novel, preparing to start drafting, I have spent about 2.5 days, I think, like actual work time over the past couple of weeks. And I am at the point where I have a complete plot embryo for the main plot. I have a bunch of my magic system rules kind of nailed down. I've got a rough kind of idea of the setting, although there's still a bunch of stuff to figure out for that. And I want to get to drafting today. I want to start my first draft. And I'm going to be trying something new in that I'm going to be attempting or experimenting with what I'm calling Garth Nix's drafting method. So Garth Nix is a beloved fantasy author, one of my personal writing heroes, to be honest. Sabriel is one of my favourite books of all time, and I just really love his work. And I was really intrigued by seeing some of his old manuscript notebooks on Twitter and seeing that for quite a long time he wrote his entire drafts by hand. I think he only writes parts of his draft by hand now and does type things on the computer for a first draft. But I am super into handwriting and the power of analog. I do all of my brainstorming analog, just pen and paper, and I have been burned by the idea of handwriting first draft in the past, but I also know exactly why that didn't go very well, and it's because I had no idea of my plot or my main character's motive, the central conflict of the story. So I think I want to give it another go now that I have that stable foundation of the plot embryo to guide me. I want to try handwriting some first draft. I'm going to attempt to do maybe just the first chapter and see how I get on with it, see if I like it, see if I feel like it works for me, and then I'll kind of decide if I'm going to be typing or trying to do the entire first draft by hand or what. We will see how I get on. I may find that it's just too slow and it's annoying to type up, and that actually just typing my first draft works better for me, but I think it's going to be really interesting to experiment, especially since I have changed as a writer so much since the last time that I wrote any first draft, really, but especially any first draft by hand. This book is still really amorphous. I haven't had the idea for it for very long, and like I said, I've only put in 2.5 days worth of actual work into creating it, into creating the entire plot embryo and a world building. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that's still kind of up for grabs and that I still need to figure out if I'm going to actually write this. But I do have a rough idea for the first scene. I don't know, I might end up having to do some more brainstorming on that as I go forward, because I don't even know where it takes place and stuff. That is what I'm going to be attempting to do today, is start writing the first scene. If I could finish the first scene entirely, that would be amazing. But we'll see how we get on. Happy Tuesday. Let's try and do some writing. Oh, scary, exciting, book, writing. I did not intend for that to rhyme, but it did. Well, moment of truth. Let's not overthink this. Progress, not perfection. Let's just start. Okay, I am trying to nail down a particular like ambient noise mix that I want to use for this book, so that I can start to create that association that when I'm hearing that noise, it is time to work on this story. So I'm just trying to actually find an app that will let me play like white noise and stuff, but also at the same time as music, because that is one of my favourite things to do, is to have some kind of white noise or like rain sound or ambience, and then have some music really low in the background. But I usually do that with like multiple tabs on a browser on my laptop or whatever, so I'm just trying to find out if there's a way to do that on my phone. Okay, well, I got very sucked into that for quite a while, but I have picked the ambient noise that I'm going to start with. I'm actually just picking a YouTube video, because I have premium, I can download that to listen to offline on my phone, which means that I will have access to it everywhere. I'm not sure this is the one that I'm going to stick with for the entire thing, but I also found that like some of the ambient noise soundscape channels had just like really interesting concepts for places, and I think I might even, though I went off on a tangent, it's actually been quite inspiring in terms of thinking about setting and locations for this world. So that's nice, I guess. I'm making some tea and we're gonna get down to this for reals. For reals. I did it! So my first 20-minute sprint or session, I had to kind of figure out like where the scene was set and what was happening in the beginning. The scene is really about the main character getting some important news and then having to take action based on that. And I couldn't figure out like, well, how does she get the news? Does she get an email? Does she get a call? Where is she? And what's she doing when she gets the news and stuff? So I had to figure that out first, and that took me about 20 minutes. And then I did another 20 minutes of actual writing. I wrote the first sentence, and I managed to get to a whole page in 20 minutes. So it feels so weird to be doing like a complete first draft again. And like, yeah, having to like manage that voice which wants to say that everything I'm writing is terrible, that none of this sounds fun or good. But yeah, also just reminding myself that that is not the point of this exercise, and it will be fine. And I need to not be too perfectionist about these sentences. So I'm trying to just push forward and like, because I have so much work to do in this first draft, because all I have is this plot embryo and like a couple of, you know, a small handful of ideas about the world and stuff. So I'm building so much as I write here that I just can't fuss over the exact wording of everything. But that's fine. Yeah. It's exciting. It's fun. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I probably need to eat some real food. Yeah, I think I'll take a bit of a break and get some food and maybe do some more of this today. Yeah.